Day 3 of Fundamentals of English, class code 821101. This is Teacher Chris again, and I'm back. How are you guys doing? I hope everyone is fine. Everyone updated with their classworks in Google Classroom. So I hope you guys go back there and check it out again. Alright, so what have we talked about last week? Let's do a quick recap. So last week I taught you some reviews about basic self-introduction and some of the words and phrases, useful words and phrases that we could use to introduce ourselves. And also we talked about some everyday English as well, and also the telling time. Before I move on, I want you to watch this video first. Hello you guys, this is your teacher Chris, and this is Fundamentals of English online class, course code E21101. Before we jump into our next topic for this week, I want to straighten up some points I made in our previous video last week for day 2. I wanted to get this out of the way in order for us to move on with our learning. Last time, I mentioned in my video for day 2 about the definition of AM and PM. On the said video, I mentioned that AM stands for ante-meridian and PM for post-meridian. Well, in fact, this information is false. Yes, I, Teacher Chris, is human too, and I admit I made a mistake conveying faulty information out to you, my students. And I'm really sorry about this. Now, what is the correct information? AM stands for ante-meridian. PM stands for post-meridian. I repeat, AM stands for ante-meridian and PM stands for post-meridian. So now that it's out of the way, there's another thing I wanted to tell you. Please, don't be scared of owning up your mistake. There's totally nothing wrong with committing mistake for as long as you take away something from it and learn from it. From this ordeal, I want you to understand, as mentioned earlier, that I, your teacher, can make mistakes too. Yes, and I also want you, my students, to learn from your mistakes. In my class, no one is going to judge you for making mistakes. You have me to support you in every step of the way. This, our little classroom over here, is a safe place for you and me. Don't be scared to ask questions. Don't be scared to make mistakes and learn the right way in the process. Let's build each other up and let us not judge each other for the mistakes we make. In real life, I want you to be the person to correct someone in a polite and respectful way. Help each other to correct a mistake without humiliating a person. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope we always keep our hearts and our minds in check. Clean heart, clean mind, happy life. Alright, so we're back. Day 3. So what do we have over here? So day 3, we are going to talk about my things. Alright. In our unit 1, we have, for our topic 2, we are going to talk about my things. Alright. So new words and phrases, the articles, the English alphabet, a review as well, and nouns and pronouns, and the demonstratives. Okay? So, when we talk about my things, so these are the personal things that we usually carry with us to school and whenever we go out of the house as well during weekdays and weekends especially. And these are, please, again, you know the drill. Repeat after me or say it with me. Number 1, we got here mobile phone. Everybody say it again. Mobile phone. Very good. Next, we have ID card. Everybody say it. ID card. Very good. Next, we have uniform. Your turn. Uniform. Very good. Next word we have here is watch. Your turn. Watch. Right. So, the next word we have is shoes. Your turn. Shoes. Very good. Next we have eraser. Your turn. Eraser. Very good. Next we have pen. Again, pen. Very good. Next we have handkerchief. Alright, one more. Handkerchief. Okay, there's a silent B over here. Okay. Next we have bracelet. One more. Say it with me. Bracelet. Very good. Next we have bag. Say it with me. Bag. Very good. Then we have notebooks. Very good. Next, notebooks. Good job. And also books. One more. Books. Very good. Good job. So proud of you. Alright, so in the next slide, these are the new words and phrases that might be very helpful to you whenever I ask you to talk about my things or your things. Alright, so let's read the following sentences. Alright, so this is a watch. Your turn. This is a watch. Very good. Next we have this. These are my notebooks. Again, these are my notebooks. Can you notice that Z sound at the end of this word? These are my notebooks. Again, this is read. This. These. This. These. Very good. Next we have this is an eraser. Again, this is an eraser. Good job. Next, this is our uniform. One more. This is our uniform. Alright. So, when we talk about things, especially when we are asked by our teachers or some other teachers, not only in English, to talk about your stuff or your things that you have at school, we use this. Okay, the next slide talks about articles. Everybody say it. Articles. One more. Articles. Good job. Alright. So what are these? Okay, what are these words? So articles in English are tiny words that can cause big problems for learners like you. To make it easier to learn the proper way to use articles, let's take note of the following. Alright? Number 1. Use a or an for general nouns. Okay? A for words that begin with a consonant, and an for words that begin with a vowel. So this is the general rule. So we use a and an with singular nouns. Remember that? Again, a and an for singular nouns. Cool? Alright. So number 2 that we have to remember about articles. Use the. Everybody say it again with me. The. It's not the. Okay, avoid doing that. Okay, you're in monang already. You're in matayuman already. So we need to step up a bit. Alright. Use the with specific nouns. Again, specific nouns. We use it with either singular or plural nouns. Alright. In the next slide, here, there is an example right there above. We use this and followed by is and a table. Okay, why do we use a? Why do you think so? You're correct, because T is a consonant letter. So this is a table. So do you think this sentence is correct? Yes, this is correct. Next, this is an apple. Again, this is an apple. So why do you think we use an over here? Why? You are correct again. Because apple starts with the letter A, which is a vowel. Very good. So here the general rule is an for a vowel noun and A for a consonant noun. Alright, very good. Next we have here, the movie that we saw last night was so boring. One more. The movie that we saw last night was so boring. Okay, specific nouns. What we are talking about here? The movie, the only movie that they watched last night. Okay, we're not talking about any movie right here, right over here. So we're talking about the specific movie that they watched last night. Alright? Alright, so in any case that you don't understand, please feel free to pause the video or go back to the other part of the video for your understanding, so that you have a better understanding and grasp of our topic. Okay, so any time of the video, feel free to pause and go back. Now, next slide we have the English alphabet. So how do we know if the letter is a vowel or if the letter is a consonant? So let's take a review. Okay. Now, so the English alphabet has 26 letters. How many again? English alphabet has 26 letters. Very good. And we're going to talk about it in a bit. Alright, so A, followed by B, C, D, E, F, G, H, again, H, here, H, I, again, I, J, K, L. Very good. Now let's move on to the next batch. M. Again, one more. M, N, O, O, P, P, Q, Q, R, R, S, S, T, T, U, U, V, V, W, W, X, X, Y, Y, Z, Z. Very good. So the alphabets, you've been practicing and you've been learning about this all throughout your Prathomi year, so we don't need to focus on this that much. So let's try to move forward. So please remember, however, that 5 of the letters in the English alphabet are called what? Vowels. Very good. And what are those? A, E, I, O, U. Very good. Now, the remaining 21, because we have 26, correct? So, the remaining 21 letters are called consonants. Very good. What are those? Let's try. Read with me. B, C, D, F, G, H, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, V, W, X, Y, Z. Good job. All right, so in the next slide, here, there's another explanation about articles. So let's read about it. An article is a word used to modify a noun. All right? Article modifies a noun, which is a person, or it might be a place, it might be an object, or an idea. Technically, an article is an adjective. Take note. An article is an adjective, which is any word that modifies a noun. Alright? Technically, articles are adjectives because they modify nouns. Very good. Usually, adjectives modify nouns through description. But articles are used instead to point out or refer to nouns. Alright? So here, words that begin with a U or H, remember the general rule is A for consonant letters, correct? And an for vowel nouns or vowel letters or nouns that starts with vowels. Okay? Now, here there's an exemption. Words that begin with a U or H, take an. If the noun begins with a vowel sound. Okay, take note. Although U and H is technically consonant, but then if a noun has a vowel sound, then we use an. For example, umbrella. Correct? Umbrella. The sound is a vowel sound, so we use an. Air. Again, air. So the sound again is a vowel sound. Very good. So we use an. And also same as true with a. If the noun begins with a consonant sound like university. Yeah? Although U, the general rule should be an, but the sound is consonant. Y sound. A university. So we use a. Then a house. A house. Okay, so we use a. Alright? Moving on. Now, we can't talk about anything in English language without this next topic that we're going to have. So, at this point, please watch this short video. The English language contains more nouns than any other type of word. Without nouns, we couldn't talk about the things around us. We couldn't form sentences and share ideas. We couldn't communicate at all. Nouns are one of the first things students learn about. But these language building blocks are so important, so common, it's easy to overlook one of their facets. Everything about them seems so second nature. Life is basically made of nouns. So these are 6 things you need to know about nouns. What are nouns? You probably learned the answer in first grade, or maybe when you were still younger than first grader. Nouns are words for persons, for places, or things, or even animals. Nouns that name things include the things we can see around. We can see around us, as well as ones we can't. Likes or like ideas and concepts. Okay, take note. We use nouns for things that we see or for the things that we don't see. What are those? Feelings, emotions, ideas, and concepts. Okay, so later on this semester, I'm gonna go talk about this with you more. Okay? Now, nouns that we can see. Take note. Nouns that we can see are considered concrete nouns. Those that refer to ideas, feelings, and emotions, as well as nouns that a person cannot see or even touch, are referred to as abstract nouns. Alright? Now, nouns include proper nouns, specific nouns referring to specific people or places, which start with a capital letter. Okay? Proper nouns always start with a capital letter, just like an example right there. For example, Paris. Paris is one specific city in one specific location, so it's a proper noun. It cannot refer to any city in any location. There's only one Paris. Okay? Nouns also include common nouns, general words which refer to any one noun of a particular category. Again, we have proper noun and we have common noun. Okay? For example, boy can refer to any male child under a certain age, or a girl, or car, or food. Common nouns. Nouns have specific functions as well in a sentence. For now, let me tell you this. If they are the doers of the action in a sentence, they are the subject of the sentence. If they come after the verb and are the receiver of the action, they are the objects of the verb, or what we call predicate noun. Alright, so more of this once we get back to our normal school, and we are going to talk about it more. So right now, please, we have here number 2 about the specific functions in a sentence for nouns. Singular and plural nouns. So nouns can be singular, nouns also can be plural. A singular noun refers to one of something. A plural noun refers to more than one of something. Boy, boys. Girl, girls. Child, children. Person, people. In English, nouns are generally made plural by adding s to the end of a noun, like dog to dogs, house to houses. Now here, nouns which end in s, ch, sh, x, or z are made plural by adding e and an s. Again, nouns which end in s, ch, sh, x, or z are made plural by adding es, like which, whiches, box, boxes, pass, passes. Now, nouns that end in y can follow one of the two patterns that we have here. If the letter before y, listen, if the letter before y is a vowel, add s to make the noun plural, like the word boy. So the letter before y is an o, so it's a vowel. So we could make this word into plural by adding s to make it boys. Tray, trays. Now, if the letter before y is a consonant, change y to I and add es to make the noun plural, like baby. The word baby has a b before y, so we change y to I and add es to make it plural. In addition, English includes countless irregular plurals which we need to memorize, like the word man, singular, men, plural, child, singular, children, plural, fish, singular, plural, fish. Number 4, collective nouns. A collective noun is a name for a group of people or things, such as family, class, pack, bouquet, pair, flock. Collective nouns usually take a singular verb because they are singular in construction. But they sometimes take a plural verb. Use a singular verb when the members of the group, remember, when the members of the group are acting together as one unit. For example, a litter of kittens was born in the shelter. A litter of kittens was born in the shelter. So we take was instead of were. The family is driving across the country this summer. Again, the family is driving across the country this summer. Family may consist of 2 or more people. However, they are acting as together as one unit, so we take the verb is instead of are. Now, use plural verb when the members of the group are acting as individuals. In the previous slide, we use singular verb when the members of the unit acts as one. However, here we use plural verb when the members of the group acts or are acting as individuals. So, for example, a litter of kittens have been running around the shelter making messes. The family are each doing different chore. Very good. The plural verbs in the second set of examples may sound odd to some native speakers. In cases such as those when you are unsure of whether to use a singular or plural verb, you can add members of before the collective noun. And then use a plural verb because members is plural. Like this example, the members of the family are each doing a separate chore. The members of the jury were allowed to go home to their families each day. Number 5, uncountable nouns. Another type of noun which can be confusing for ESL students like you who are learning about singular and plural nouns is uncountable nouns. Uncountable nouns are those which cannot be counted or impossible to count without the addition of a quantifier. Again, quantifier. For example, rice is an uncountable noun. It cannot be made singular or plural without another word to modify it. Have one rice on my plate? That is wrong. I have many rices on my plate? Still wrong. The correct way of saying this is I have one or I have many grains of rice on my plate. In the above sentences or sentence, grain serves as a quantifier for rice. It allows you to communicate a specific number of that object. Other non-countable nouns include pieces of homework, pieces of furniture, cups of milk, or coffee, or cups of tea. You don't say homeworks, you don't say furnitures, or you don't say milks, or you don't say informations. Again, information is a what? is an uncountable noun. So you cannot make it plural or singular without using a quantifier. Take note of that, kids. Now, finally, number 6, making nouns possessive. These nouns take apostrophe S at the end of the word. They do this to indicate possession. The boy's car is in the driveway. Whose car it is? Is it? The boy. The owner is the boy. In the above sentence, the apostrophe S at the end of the word boy indicates that the car belongs to the boy. And only that one boy, because we have an article the. Plural nouns can also be made possessive if a plural noun, or any noun for that matter, already ends in S. Simply add an apostrophe to make the noun possessive. Like boys, plural already, apostrophe. So voices, cars, Chris's, book, and etc. So that's it for our day 3. So if you have any questions, please feel free to message me directly in our line support group. And also, if you have clarifications, if you are quite confused about our lesson, don't forget that you can always go back to this video after I've shown this on YouTube under Premiere. And then also, please go back to your classwork page in your Google Classroom and make sure that you've already submitted all the output that I require from you. Alright, so this has been Teacher Chris, and this is Fundamentals of English, course code E21101. Goodbye.